Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be teaching you how to create this gorgeous Thanksgiving makeup tutorial. This is a very fall, autumn inspired look with a warm smoky eye and bold lashes and liner. And then on the lid, I created this gorgeous shimmery copper amber sort of look and finished it off with a berry lip. So to prime my eyelids, I'm starting off with my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer. This will prevent shadows from creasing and fading. And then I'm taking a Morphe Rose Gold brush on a transition shade. This eyeshadow is from Makeup Geek. It's my favorite transition shade called Beaches and Cream. And I'm just putting this in the space between my lid and my brow bone to help blend all the shades together. Next, I'm taking another Makeup Geek eyeshadow called Creme Brulee. This is a matte, warm, very neutral brown shade, and I'm putting this right directly into the crease. So this is going to go below my transition shade, but not quite onto the lid. This shade is going to warm up the look and it's going to deepen the outer crease. So as you can see, I'm starting on the outer corner of the eyelid and I'm focusing the color inwards. This is going to create more definition on the outside of the eyes and help really open up the eyeshadow look. And I'm keeping that very tight, just placing that color right directly into that outer crease shade, making sure I don't go above the transition color. Once my crease color is placed and blended inward, I'm going to be taking this gorgeous color from Makeup Forever. This is the M738 eyeshadow. This is a gorgeous deep sienna matte color, and I'm going to focus this on a pencil brush on the outer corners of the eyelid. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to really precisely place this color on the very outer corner, making sure that we connect this color with the lash line and that very outer crease section. So I'm taking my pencil brush and really precisely applying this color just to that outer lid shape. I'm really going to take my time with this color and with this pencil brush and make sure I'm applying this color exactly where I want it. And then once I'm happy with the shape and with the position of the eyeshadow, I'm going to go back into the blending brush I was using previously and I'm going to use that to soften out the edges. Now this blending brush does not have any pigment on it, so it's a clean brush that I'm just going to use to soften the edges of that sienna color we've already placed, because I want to make sure that we're not blending this color all over my entire lid. I want to first make sure we're precisely placing the color where we want it and then making sure we soften the edges. That's really important for creating the shape that we're going for. Now we just need to blend, blend, blend. I'm really going to work this color in with this blending brush to make sure everything looks really nice and soft. Matte eyeshadows can be a little tricky to work with, but if you keep blending, keep working, eventually you will get where you want to be. Just make sure you're always blending from the outside in to make sure the eyelid doesn't become muddy or dirty. And then after I'm done blending this look, I notice that there are a couple areas that I want a little bit more intensity. So again, I'm going back in with that really small detailed pencil brush to precisely place the color and then blend it out again. This takes a little bit of time, but working little small pieces at a time with detailer brushes and blending everything out, it ends out beautifully. Now I'm taking the same Makeup Forever eyeshadow that we just used on the outer corner of the eyelid, and I'm going to take a small smudger brush from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to smudge that exact same eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line. Again, I want to start from the outer corner and work our way inward. That way we're placing the pigment on the outside where we want the most intensity and blending inside for less intensity. After we've smoked out this eyeshadow, I'm going to go into my Morphe and Kathleen Lights eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be using the fourth shade Inward. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of a glitter glue from NYX Cosmetics, and I'm going to place that directly on my inner corner of my lid, so that the inner third of my eyelid has a lot of sticky residue that will pick up that Morphe eyeshadow. And that stickiness is really going to help to bring out the intensity and pigmentation of these gorgeous metallic Morphe shades to give my lids this beautiful foiled amber copper look that I'm craving. And again, I'm just going to make sure I place that glitter glue first and then directly follow that up with the eyeshadow so that it's super tacky and it's ready to hold on to all the pigmentation. Once I'm happy with the inner third eyeshadow application, I'm going to switch to this ColourPop eyeshadow in the shade Lala, which is a beautiful copper tone, and I'm going to be following the exact steps we used previously. So applying a glitter adhesive to the middle of the lid, I'm going to use my fingertips to pat that in, and then use my fingertip to apply the ColourPop eyeshadow directly on top. This way the eyeshadow on my lid is going to foil from that golden amber tone into a more copper tone. For the outer third portion of my eyelid, I'm going to be using the glitter glue on the outer corner of my eyelid. So pressing that glitter glue in with my fingertip and then following up once again with my flat shader brush from BH Cosmetics and this shimmery brown tone, which is from Coastal Scents. This is a light bronze shade. So making the eyelid flow from an amber tone to a copper tone and now a more bronzy tone is going to give a beautiful ombre effect on the lid. Once I'm happy with the metallic shimmery finish I've created on the lid, I'm going to go back in with that rich sienna color that we were using before on a tapered eyeshadow brush and just making sure that we really smooth out that outer crease section. I don't want there to be any line of demarcation where the matte shades connect with the shimmery shades. And then again, I'm using that Morphe eyeshadow from the Kathleen Lights palette, and I'm smudging that underneath my lower lash line so that we have a little bit of that amber tone on the lower lash line as well. Then taking my pencil brush and a matte brown shade, I'm going to add a little bit more detail to the very outer corners of my eyelids. I just want to ensure that the very outer corners of the lids have the most deep, matte, dark finish. That way it's going to create more drama and more intensity from the outer corners. And then I'm going to go in and make sure everything's blended nice and smoothly with a tapered blending brush. We always want to smooth out any harsh lines. Now I'm going to take a matte vanilla shade from Makeup Geek on a flat shader eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to be dusting this on the top of the brow bone. So this is going to connect the brow with the transition shade to create a smooth and polished finish to help clean up the edges of our transition eyeshadow. After we smoothed out the brow bone, I'm going to switch to a metallic, gorgeous eyeshadow from Makeup Forever. This is a really bright champagne metallic shade, which I'm going to pop on the inner corners for a little bit of extra bling just to brighten up the tear ducts. And then I'm taking a shimmery copper eyeliner from Sephora Collection and running that along the entire inner rim of my eyes. So completely lining that waterline. I'm using my favorite liquid liner, which is the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner in Trooper, and I'm going to slightly line the upper lash line. So I'm starting from the inner corner and creating a very thin, very precise line, making sure to use small, even strokes to completely line the upper lash line to create a nice, thin, straight line. I want to make sure I get this as straight and black as possible because I am going to be applying false lashes later, and I want to make sure everything looks smooth and seamless. Now I'm going to be using a matte brown eyeliner. This is a dark brown shade, which is darker than the eyeliner we used previously. And I'm just going to be rimming the outer half of my waterline. So we're going to have the shimmery copper liner all over the waterline and then the deep matte on the outer corner. For lashes, I'll be using my Tarte eyelash curler and my Benefit They're Real mascara. And then I'm going to touch up my complexion. I used a Rimmel foundation and a Maybelline concealer on a Real Techniques beauty sponge. So I'm just going to make sure everything looks smooth and seamless and I have a full coverage complexion. And then I'm going in with my Coty Airspun Loose powder. I love this powder for baking the face, and I used it underneath my eyes, and now I'm going to be using it underneath my jaw. So I'm just going to create a nice smooth line where I want my contour to be so that we can bake the lower half of my face so that when I use my contour and bronzer, it's really easy to smooth everything out. And then taking my Lorac highlighting powder, I'm going to be using the vanilla and banana shades on a tapered Sephora face brush. And I'm just going to set underneath the eyes and in the T-zone to add a little bit of brightness to the face. I really wanted to create a glowy bronze face to complement the coppery eyes I have in this look. So I'm going to take the Too Faced Sweet Tea Bronzer, which has a slight luminosity to it. And I'm going to be using this on a BH brush and really placing this color on the perimeters of the skin. So first I'm going to warm up my cheekbones and then go all along the hairline to create a little bit of glow. And then after I'm happy with the bronzed effect that I've created, I'm going to switch into my contour shade, which is from MAC Cosmetics. This is the MAC Contour Sculpting Powder in the shade Sculpt. And I'm going to go in really precisely and place this directly in the hollows of the face. So right underneath the cheekbones, on the tops of the temples. I'm really going to focus this on the contour areas of the skin. Taking a large fluffy face brush, I'm going to dust away any extra bakage or any extra powder off of the face so everything is nice and smooth. And then I'm going to be taking a blush from MAC Cosmetics. This is called Trace Gold, and I'm going to be applying this on the apples of my cheekbones and blending back into the bronzer. This is going to give a nice rosy flush to the cheeks. And then I'm going to highlight my cheekbones. I'm taking a Lorac highlighter on a Morphe brush, and I'm applying this to the highest points on my cheekbones. And then I'm going to go in with the Jeffree Star Gold highlighter, which is called King Tut, and I'm going to layer this on top of the Lorac highlighter. So it's going to be bright, it's going to be gold, it's going to be super shimmery, and it's going to look really gorgeous for this Thanksgiving look. And then I'm going to take a little bit more of King Tut on my finger, and I'm running that along the center of my nose. And I'm also going to pat that into my Cupid's bow for an extra bit of glam. And then I'm going to tap it into my inner corners and the inner tear ducts of my eyes to help accent those inner tear ducts a little bit more as well. Once I've finished highlighting, I'm going to go back in with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge and make sure everything is nice and smooth. Taking a beauty blender on top of the skin once you've used powder helps make everything look really skin-like. And then for my brows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Taupe with an angled brush. And I'm going to fill in my brows and create more definition to help frame my face, working from the outside inward. And then I'm going to set my brow hairs in place using the NYX Brow Gel. For lashes, I'm using the Salon Perfect Demi Wispies, which are very wispy, they're flirty, they're big, and they're fluffy. And I love the way they look with this eye look. Then for my lips, I'm going to begin lining my lips to give myself a guide. This is a nude lip liner from Ulta. It's a really basic lip liner, but I like to use a nude liner first to help map out the areas that I'm going to overdraw my lips. Once I'm finished mapping out the area that I like, I'm going to be using my matte liquid lipstick from Stila Cosmetics. This is in the shade Aria. This is a beautiful berry tone that really complements this coppery eye, and I think it's gorgeous for this autumn season. And that completes this Thanksgiving makeup tutorial. This is definitely a more neutral makeup look. You could wear it any time of the year. However, I was specifically inspired by the fall and autumn season, and I think this look is particularly beautiful for the Thanksgiving holiday. I absolutely loved wearing this look, and I really hope y'all enjoyed watching it. Definitely check out the description box down below where you guys can find all of the tools and products that I used to create this look. If you have any questions on what products I may have incorporated in this tutorial, definitely check that out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and definitely subscribe to my channel for more videos. I really appreciate all of your support, and I'm so thankful that I have you all here to support me during this holiday, and have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. Bye!